first one, which is Gayle King out here looking like Boo the Fool, not only when she got off that damn shuttle, but when she was on her show, CBS Morning, or whatever it's called, CBS This Morning. I don't even know what it's called. Like, y'all just always got them lame names. But anyway, so yeah, Gayle King is speaking out, and based off of what she had to say on the matter, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm opening up the wrong thing. I was like, based off of what she had to say on the matter, I just felt like she was just tone deaf and just did not get the point. But, her being the privileged woman that she is, they all kind of slow over there. So on Monday morning, she joined 6 noteworthy women, including Jeff Bezos' fiance, Lauren Sanchez, who says she's 55, but girl, if you keep injecting all that fix-a-flat in your face, you're going to keep looking more like the damn Joker than your actual age. And then they had another tone-deaf person over there, vocally and mentally, Katy Perry, who just turned 40. And, they went and spent 11 minutes in, giving Space a rim job. So that's basically what they did. And it was basically it was broadcast live. I didn't see it, probably because I have a life and I was actually doing stuff. But I've heard about it. So the women crossed the Kármán line, often used as a boundary of space, and were treated to roughly 3 minutes of weightlessness before they headed back down to the ground. You know what that reminds me of? I'm trying to remember. What was that movie when it was like, it reminds me of that scene in the Matrix Revolutions. Remember when they actually went up, like the ship went up in the sky and then it went through all the dark clouds and you saw the sunlight for like a second and then it just did that big dip right back down to Earth? That was in the Revolution. That was about when the ship crashed and then Trinity died for real. In that time, because they was in the real world. That's what that reminds me of. So y'all basically went up in space, literally was weightless for like less than 10 minutes, and then you came back down. So it was like, literally like a roller coaster ride. That's basically what y'all took. So she's mad because the people got on social media and started critiquing her, basically saying that y'all ain't really do nothing. Y'all just out here wasting all this good money just to go spend 5 minutes in space. So this commercial spacecraft carrying King, Sanchez, and Perry, as well as filmmaker Kieran Flynn and NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, on the brief zero-gravity joyride. Now, moments before takeoff, the ladies each rang a ceremonial bell before getting into the rocket. While everyone else was smiling and looking happy to ring the bell and get on with the mission, King looked noticeably downcast and stressed out as she took her turn. Well, I thought literally that was before I thought that was after she got off the ship. But no, she was going on, probably because, typical Black woman, y'all be like, in the words of Funky Dineva, a lot of times when y'all get in certain circles, y'all want to be Black like this and not like this. But she was Black like this when she was getting on that plane, on that ship, and then got like this when her ass got off. So, Gayle up there needed her whole wig shifted, and literally probably got it shifted when she got up in space with no damn gravity. So that's why I had to pull this meme up, because that literally is how her face looked when she was about to go up there. Like, she literally looked like she needed to drop a couple of deuces before she got and sat her behind down and got up in that damn shuttle. So yeah, and then one user said that her face perfectly described going to work on a Monday, while others joked that there's never been another person who wanted to go to space less than the journalist. But because it was paid for, you think she's gonna turn down an opportunity of somebody else paying for it on their dime? So then they said, but King, embraced it all as she changed her profile picture on Instagram, this snap of her face. And after ringing the bell, and even addressed the now viral moment on CBS Mornings on Tuesday, saying that I did not realize that I looked that serious, but it does stand out when you look at everybody else, because when they're ringing, they're smiling. Not because they were probably feeling the way you was feeling. The problem is you wear your actual emotions on your face. The mother bros was real good. Well, Lauren's face don't move, but Katy Perry gonna sit up there and smile through it because she's delusional. Like, she still won't even acknowledge the fact of why her album flopped, and her still making excuses for working with Dr. Luke. So you think she ain't gonna be, if she gonna be delusional during that era, you don't think she's gonna be delusional getting her ass up in that damn shit and try to pretend that she's all copacetic about the whole situation? So Gayle went and was like, I was just thinking, let me get into my seat and follow instructions. Her co-host, Tony Dokupil, And Nate Burleson agreed as they explained that they just thought she was getting her game face on. That's a game face. You only been around enough black folks if you think that's a damn game face. But she said she was scared, and we clearly could see it on your face. So the Women Quick Trip of Space was not well received because you had a couple of celebrities that jumped on the line, such as Emily Ratajkowski, or Ratajkowski. How the hell you say her name? It's a mouthful. Olivia Wilde, Olivia Munn. Damn, those. And you want to know something funny? Olivia Wilde and Olivia Munn. I'm always getting them two confused, even though they don't even look alike because their names are similar in a lot of ways. I guess they both Olivia. I always be getting them confused. uh, and then also Amy Schumer came out and said something, but then King said that she was mad because she said, "This is what bothers me. I've certainly read some of the stuff being said online, and it's coming from people I know, people I consider friends. They call it a ride, which I find very irritating because they never say men went for a ride." And I think now what she's trying to say is now you're trying to use the whole because all of y'all were women in the shuttle that went up and had the moment. And when y'all try to play that, well, you would never say that about a man. I don't think that's what we were looking at. We weren't even looking. And look, most of you were getting criticism from your own gender. So I don't think you can really sit up in here and say that that was the reason. And it was being slim as a frivolous publicity campaign for Jeff Bezos' space company. So we got Jeff Bezos out here with a space company. We got Apartheid Clyde with SpaceX. So we got all these billionaire oligarch types running around thinking because they got money that grants you access to whatever it is you want. And clearly it does. Because we're getting to a point where, yeah, the millionaires and billionaires, they're pretty much swallowing up everything. Especially when you see what the current idiot in chief is doing, where he keeps crashing the market. So that way, the big billionaires, the very few of them, can continue to buy low. Like he's purposely crashing the market. He even admitted he's doing it. So at this point, it's like when y'all let the guardrails off that idiot, now everybody's running around, he's literally just saying the quiet part out loud. And people are just allowing it. So then also they said responding to accusations that the suborbital, that was a mouthful, flight had no real scientific purpose. King spoke with fellow crewmate, former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe on CBS Mornings, saying there's so many things that could have been developed in space that benefit Earth, from pharmaceuticals to like research on agriculture. And, I paused there because we did research and it was emotional. Part of what I accomplished in my flight was I was looking at the future of being able to produce crops that can withstand harsh environments so we can look at food security here on Earth. And simultaneously, we also were able to certify that device so more people could do research on New Shepard. But here's the thing. You saying that's what you was doing. That wasn't what Gayle and them was doing. They literally went up in space for 10 minutes to go on a freaking touristy ride. They went to go sightsee space. So what you sitting there talking about agriculture and food security and all that other stuff and seeing how things can withstand out in space, probably because what's going to happen is this is going to end up a real life Elysium, which is y'all going to have us poor folks stuck on Earth while y'all go build y'all little Death Star in the sky for you billionaires to live on. That's probably why y'all doing all of this. See, a lot of times, that's why I love science fiction, because science fiction movies kind of, basically kind of point to things that actually happen. And then when you start to really look at how our world is at this moment, a lot of the things that you've seen in a lot of science fiction movies and TV shows is starting to come true. Because we're seeing it happening in real time. But y'all want robots to be taking over people's jobs and all this other stuff. We don't have 1,000 damn Megans running around here soon. So I just feel like she's tone deaf. She's missing the point on the whole thing. So it's not necessarily about, you being a woman. And I hate when women want to use that as a smokescreen because you're too dense to want to understand and look at the issue. And don't sit up here and talk about, well, when a man go up, nobody says anything, but when it's a woman, hey, I want to call it a ride. Bitch, it was a ride. You wasn't going up in space doing nothing significant culturally. You got to go on a free trip to space, and you had your sister Oprah on Earth crying while your ass was going up in the sky for like literally 10 minutes. So to me, I just feel like she's coming off as tone deaf. People have, people are feeling the way that they feel, and I think, and no, I don't know if a lot of people have been explaining it that way or the way that I'm thinking it, but I feel like, we're in an existential crisis right now politically, and a lot of what's going on in our earth, our country, I'll say in our earth, our country, with all the dismantling of our government, the idiot in chief just finding any little thing that he could anything he touches turns to shit, literally. And we're seeing it happening in real time. And people are gagging because they were like, we didn't expect it to happen like this. This man is taking literally a wrecking ball to every policy under the sun because he's on his revenge tour. So, and then here y'all go out here giving a rim job to the outskirts of Earth, which literally I feel like at the end of the day is a promotion for Amazon head oligarch spacecraft, which of course you knew his girlfriend was going to get up on there for free. When you fucking the boss, the one that owns Amazon and all a bunch of other stuff and MGM and a bunch of other things, of course you get on that ride for free. So while people out here losing their 401ks, immigrants with visas and American protesters are being shipped off to an El Salvador prison without due process, what we have here is a bunch of ditzy clucking hens taking a field trip for 10 minutes in space. So what irritates me about Gayle is the performative sexist argument that she and many like her like to do when there's actual female astronauts who are out here doing far more for our planet than you ever will in your lifetime. All you basically are getting to walk away with is bragging rights. You and every last one of them broads on there walking away with brag. You, Katy Perry, and Lauren Sanchez. I know there's a couple of them up on there that are actual work in the field. I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but I'm just talking about the celebrities that got to go on this ride. So just be happy that you went and did what you did. And that she already been, bad enough last week you was dragged for saying that F word with that white queen, the one that ain't funny. What's his name? Mateo Lane? Yeah. When you got dragged by social media because it was like, okay, well, yeah, that white queen gave your ass permission, but let it have been a joke where the N word was up in there. And so my white friend, you know what I like about you? You know what I found funny? The niggerometry of it all. I'm just pulling something out my behind, like how she did with the faggotry comment. You had me cackling. And I want to see that ninja sit right there across from that white person as they say that joke. And yeah, I want to see how they react to that. Because that's what I was meaning when I was going in and letting have on Gayle crooked wig wearing ass when she said that shit last week when she was on her damn show with Mateo Lane unfunny ass sitting across from her. You better keep selling them damn cookbooks. So anyway, I think I'm done with my rant. So I say all this to say, y'all, what do you think of this story in regards to Gayle King? Do you feel like she came across as tone deaf in regards to her overall opinion on the backlash from people who she said, because she considers friends that was critiquing her? And I feel like, girl, you ain't beyond reproach. If you wasn't my friend, I would have said something too. Like, there's way more fish to fry out in this world. We got a lot of crazy stuff going on that we got to worry about than you out here floating around in space for literally a millisecond. But I guess when you rich and you got a whole lot of money, these things don't affect you the way regular average people are affected by what's going on in our current country. And we're gonna be feeling this long after that man is gone. Whether he in the grave or he's dragged kicking and screaming from that damn White House. So I say all this to say whatever your thoughts are on this comment or this story, let me know in the comments down below.